You look in the mirror and you see them. The age spots the fine lines, the dullness. You have probably spent a small fortune on expensive creams and serums that promise the world but deliver very little. But what if I told you that the real problem isn't on the surface of your skin, but deep under it? What if your skin is simply a mirror reflecting a hidden mineral deficiency that is happening deep inside your body? Today we're going to teach you how to heal the reflection by healing the source. Welcome back to Healthier Daily, the channel where we give you the simple science-backed truths to live a stronger and more vibrant life after 60. I'm your host, Dr. Ben Carter, and to help us learn how to read the stories our skin is telling us, we are joined by a physician who has spent over a century understanding the deep connection between our internal health and our outward appearance. It is our great honor to welcome Dr. Shigeaki Hinohara.
Thank you for having me, Ben. The skin is a wonderful storyteller. It tells us the true story of our internal health. An age spot is not just a sign of the sun or of time. It is often a signal from the body that there is an internal imbalance. To heal the skin on the outside, we must first bring balance back to the body on the inside.
And that is exactly our mission today. In this complete guide, Dr. Hinohara is going to walk us through the 3 core minerals that your skin is starving for. We will then reveal the top foods that you can eat to get these minerals. And finally, at the very end of the video, we will give you a simple daily skin rebuilding plan that you can follow. It is a blessing to have the wisdom to understand this connection so that we can care for the bodies we've been given from the inside out. If you are ready to stop treating the surface and start nourishing your skin from within, please type the number 1 in the comments below. And be sure to subscribe to our channel. It's completely free, and this guide is full of practical and hopeful information. Okay, doctor, let's get right into the 3 core minerals that our skin is starving for. You mentioned in your notes for this video that the first 2 minerals work together as a critical partnership. What are they?
Yes, we must always think in terms of partnership and balance in the body. The first 2 master minerals for the health of our skin are zinc and copper. You cannot properly have one without the other. Let us begin with the importance of zinc. I had a patient, a woman in her late 60s, who was very frustrated. She told me, "Doctor, I have always taken good care of my skin. I wear sunscreen every day. I use good moisturizers. But these brown spots, these age spots on my hands and on my face are getting darker and more numerous every single year." She felt that her skin was betraying her despite all of her external efforts. We looked at her diet and we ran some simple tests, and we discovered that her body's levels of zinc were very low. We created a new food plan for her that was rich in the zinc, containing foods we're about to discuss. She was very consistent. After 6 months of this consistent nutritional change, she came back to my office. The existing spots had not vanished completely, but she said they appeared noticeably lighter, and more importantly, she told me she was no longer seeing new ones appear as frequently. She was finally addressing the internal imbalance that was showing up on the surface of her skin.
That is a fantastic and very hopeful story, and it perfectly highlights the 3 amazing and very important jobs that zinc does for our skin. First, as you mentioned in the source material, zinc is absolutely essential for collagen production. It acts as a cofactor or a helper molecule for the enzymes that are responsible for building the strong collagen matrix that keeps our skin firm and helps to prevent fine lines and wrinkles. Second, zinc is like a powerful sunscreen from within. It is a critical component of one of your body's most powerful natural antioxidant enzymes, an enzyme called superoxide dismutase, or SOD. This enzyme is a master protector that lives in your skin cells and helps to neutralize the damage caused by UV light before it can lead to the formation of brown spots. And third, zinc directly helps to regulate melanin production. Melanin is the pigment that gives our skin its color. When your zinc levels are low, the cells that produce this pigment, the melanocytes, can become unregulated and can start to overproduce melanin in certain spots. And that is exactly what an age spot is. So Dr. Zinc is clearly a master mineral for the skin, but you said at the beginning that it is a partnership. Why is copper the essential partner?
Because the body is all about balance. The relationship between zinc and copper is like a seesaw. If you take in too much zinc, especially from supplements, without enough copper, the zinc can actually block your body's ability to absorb the copper. This can then lead to a new deficiency and new problems. They must always be in harmony.
That is such a critical point. And copper has its own specific and very important jobs for the skin. It also helps with the absorption of zinc, as you said, but it is also essential for creating elastin. Elastin is the protein that gives your skin its snapback quality, its elasticity. So to put it simply, you need zinc for the firmness that comes from collagen, and you need copper for the elasticity that comes from elastin.
So we need both. Let's talk about the best food sources.
Absolutely. Doctor, what is the #1 most powerful food source for zinc?
Oysters are by far the richest source of zinc in the entire world. Just a few oysters can provide your entire daily need of zinc. But for a more common daily option, raw pumpkin seeds and a small serving of grass-fed beef are also wonderful and excellent sources.
And what about for copper? Where can we find that?
For copper, other types of shellfish like crab or lobster are very good sources. But for those who do not eat shellfish, excellent plant-based sources are shiitake mushrooms and nuts like cashews.
It's wonderful to see how nature provides these minerals in a balanced way in these different whole foods. It's a perfect design for the health that we have been blessed with. So, Doctor, we have now covered the incredible partnership of zinc and copper, which are essential for the structure, the firmness, the elasticity, and the protection of our skin. What is the third and final core mineral in your protocol for healthy skin after 60?
Our final mineral in this core group is the great calming mineral, not just for the skin, but for the entire body. It is magnesium. This mineral is especially important for the person whose skin is not just developing spots, but is also frequently red, irritated, and generally inflamed. I had a patient, a man in his early 70s. He suffered from a skin condition that made his face, especially his nose and cheeks, constantly red and sensitive. He had tried many different expensive medicated creams prescribed by dermatologists, but nothing seemed to calm the underlying inflammation. We looked closely at his diet and discovered it was very low in magnesium-rich foods. He was eating a lot of bread and meat, but very few green vegetables, nuts, or seeds. We made a very conscious effort to add magnesium-rich foods back into his daily routine. He started having a large spinach salad every day for his lunch, and he would have a small handful of almonds as an afternoon snack. After a few months of this consistent nutritional change, the deep, angry redness in his skin had calmed down significantly. We were not treating his skin from the outside. We were helping to calm the fire of inflammation from the inside.
That is another perfect example of the skin being a mirror of our internal health. The science is very clear that a deficiency in magnesium is strongly linked to a state of chronic low-grade inflammation in the body. Studies have shown that people with low magnesium levels often have higher levels of the key inflammatory marker in the blood, which is called C-reactive protein, or CRP. This internal fire, as you call it, often shows up on the surface of the skin as redness, irritation, and sensitivity. Magnesium is also absolutely vital for over 300 different enzyme functions in the body, including the very important enzymes that are responsible for cellular repair and the replication of healthy DNA. So if you are low in magnesium, your skin simply does not have the tools it needs to properly repair the daily damage it receives and to generate new healthy and calm skin cells.
And the wonderful thing is that the foods that provide this calming mineral are so simple and so delicious.
They really are. As your patient discovered, the dark leafy greens like spinach and Swiss chard are at the very top of the list. They are true powerhouses of magnesium.
Yes, and nuts, especially almonds and cashews, are also excellent sources. Pumpkin seeds, which we mentioned are good for zinc, are also one of the richest sources of magnesium.
And the one that everyone loves to hear, a small amount of very dark chocolate. And we are talking about the kind that is 70% cacao or higher, is also a very good and enjoyable source of magnesium. So we have our three key minerals, zinc, copper, and magnesium, and we have the best foods to get them from. But the source text for our video also mentions that even if we are eating these wonderful foods, our digestion and our liver health can prevent us from actually getting the benefits. Can you explain that?
Yes, this is a very important final point. We must always remember the two great gatekeepers of our internal health. Your digestive system is the first gatekeeper. If you have low stomach acid, which is very common in seniors, or if your gut is inflamed, you will not be able to properly break down your food and absorb these essential minerals no matter how many you eat. This is why the traditional advice to eat slowly, to chew your food very well, and to include some fermented foods in your diet to support your gut health is so important. The second gatekeeper is your liver. The liver is like the master chemist of the body. It is responsible for storing and activating many of these essential minerals. If your liver is overburdened from trying to process too much sugar, alcohol, or medications, its ability to manage these important nutrients for your skin can be weakened. So a healthy gut and a healthy liver are the true foundation for beautiful, healthy skin.
It is a wonderful reminder that our bodies are a single interconnected system, a true blessing of intricate design. We cannot treat one part in isolation. We must care for the whole being. This is so comprehensive, doctor. It's not just about one mineral, it's about the whole system. And we love sharing this kind of deep wisdom with our community. To help us see our global community, please let us know what city, state, or country you are watching from. It's a joy to connect with you. Doctor, this has been an amazing and very complete framework. We now have our three key minerals for skin health, zinc, copper, and magnesium. And we understand that we also need a healthy gut and a healthy liver to be able to use them properly. To make all of this very easy and practical for our viewers at home, can you now walk us through what a sample day of skin nourishment would actually look like from breakfast all the way to dinner?
Of course. This is the most important part, turning knowledge into a daily enjoyable ritual. A day of eating to nourish your skin does not have to be complicated at all. It should be simple and very delicious. Let's begin with breakfast. A wonderful and very gentle choice to start your day would be a warm bowl of plain, unsweetened oatmeal or porridge. But to this simple oatmeal, you will add 1 tablespoon of raw pumpkin seeds to provide that essential zinc that your skin needs for repair. And you can also add a small handful of chopped almonds to provide your first dose of that calming mineral magnesium.
So right from the very first meal of the day, you are already getting 2 of our 3 core minerals. That is a fantastic and very easy start. What about for a midday meal like lunch?
For lunch, as I have said many times on this channel, a large and colorful salad is a wonderful choice. you can make the base of your salad from fresh spinach, which we know is another great source of magnesium. And for your protein on top of that salad, a perfect choice would be some simple grilled shrimp. Shrimp is a wonderful source of our third mineral, copper, and it also contains a good amount of zinc.
And in that one simple meal, you have the zinc and copper partnership that we talked about earlier. That is a perfect skin-supporting lunch. And what about for dinner?
For dinner, you could have a small 3 or 4 ounce portion of grass-fed beef, which is another excellent and very highly absorbable source of zinc. And a beautiful and delicious side dish to have with that beef would be some gently sautéed shiitake mushrooms, which, as we now know, are a fantastic plant-based source of copper.
So you are getting that powerful zinc and copper partnership again in your evening meal. And what I love about all of these meal ideas, Doctor, is that they are all simple whole foods. There is nothing processed or complicated here.
That is the most important key. And finally, for a healthy and satisfying snack or a small dessert in the evening, you can have 1 or 2 small squares of very dark chocolate, and as we have said, it must be 70% cacao or higher. This will satisfy your sweet craving, and it will give you a final calming dose of magnesium before you go to sleep.
That is a perfect day of eating, Doctor. It is delicious, it is balanced, and every single meal contains at least one of these powerful skin-rebuilding minerals. It's a wonderful blueprint that our viewers can follow, and it is a beautiful example of how we can use the abundance of wonderful foods we have been blessed with to create a diet that is not only enjoyable, but also deeply healing and nourishing for our bodies from the inside out. Doctor, this has been an incredible and truly eye-opening guide. You've taught us that to heal the skin on the outside, we must first provide the right mineral balance on the inside. It's a powerful and natural way to fight back against age spots. You've given us the 3 core minerals, zinc, copper, and magnesium, and a delicious and simple daily plan to get them from our food. This is a truly holistic approach to senior health. By nourishing our bodies with these key minerals, our viewers can begin to address the root cause of age spots and other common signs of skin aging. This is such a hopeful message and a key part of a proactive senior health strategy. It is a practical daily way to invest in your skin's health and to help reduce the appearance of age spots for years to come.
I want to leave you with this one final thought. Your skin is a beautiful mirror that reflects your inner vitality. Do not be angry at the reflection that you see. Instead, nourish your body from within. With these wonderful foods, be patient with the process, and the reflection you see in the mirror will begin to change for the better.
That is a beautiful message, Doctor. Nourish the body and the reflection will change. It's a wonderful reminder to be good stewards of our whole being, knowing that our outer health is a reflection of our inner care, a principle that is woven into the very fabric of our design. And of course, the wisest first step is always to speak with your personal doctor or a registered dietitian before making any significant changes to your diet, especially if you are considering taking any new supplements. Please remember that our conversation today is for educational purposes. If you found this guide helpful and are excited to try some of these wonderful foods, please give this video a like so that others can find this vital information. And be sure to share it with a friend or family member who might be feeling frustrated with their skin. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel. It is completely free, and it ensures you will not miss our next deep dive into your health and well-being. And for our community discussion today, we would love to know which of these mineral-rich foods are you most excited to add to your diet. Please share your choice in the comments below. Thank you for being with us. Be well and be vibrant.